morning. Still in California after a soggy weekend. The sun is finally shining again, and I am at the Hell Hole Canyon Open Preserve, ready to pick up the story, talk more about my life and Jesus. From 1980 to 2005, I lived on my own in the world, without God. But hindsight is 20/20, and looking back over that 26-year period of time, He was always with me. I didn't recognize Him because I didn't want to recognize Him, and I was just determined to be completely independent. So let's go back to 1979. That is when my 45-year-old dad had a massive heart attack, and it was the beginning of the end of his very short life. He was a typical product of his generation, the kind of dad that was really hands-off, and because of that, because he was not home very often, when he was home, he was super fun to be around for the most part, very loving and affectionate, and pretty much the opposite of my mom. From the time he had the heart attack until he passed away was only a 6-month period, and the heart attack changed him and just made him act differently and think differently. And I'm pretty sure it was because, knowing what I know now, his brain was not getting enough oxygen. 3 months after the heart attack, he had this massive blow up at us. And honestly, I can't even fully remember what he was angry about, but he just became a different person. He was in a fit of rage, throwing things and tearing things off the wall, and I was 16 and terrified, and he attacked my mom, and I defended my mom, and then he kicked me really hard in the stomach as he was storming out the front door. And he didn't come back for, I think it was like 2 or 3 days, just was gone. And when he came back, he was completely silent, completely ignoring his family, including my sister, who was only 5 years old at the time. And I was so angry, and I vowed I would never forgive him. Several weeks after that incident, he came home from work, and he was himself again, and it was as if nothing ever had transpired. And I asked my mom, what gives? And she told me that he said we owed him an apology, and she apologized, and I was like, for what? Anyway, I was still really angry and wouldn't speak to him. I never did apologize to him. I just, little by little, started talking to him again. And then in March of 1980, his symptoms became a lot worse, and the doctors decided he needed to have open heart surgery, and he didn't survive the surgery. As you can imagine, we were devastated. I was devastated because number one, I was left with a parent I was convinced didn't love me. And number two, I never resolved my feelings about what happened in the fall. I never said I was sorry. I never tried to make it up to him. And then he was gone. And there was nothing to do. So I turned all my anger and all my rage toward God, and I told him, I will never speak to you again. Stay tuned for more of my story, and I'll see you next time. P.S. As I said before, going forward, my videos are going to be storytelling videos, but there are still a bunch of videos I uploaded over the last couple of weeks that will be interspersed. I really hope you like the new direction of the channel. Thanks for watching.